Hello all, just a quick section at the beginning of the video. I just wanted to show you the poll results for transparency's sake. It's quite an important thing to me, transparency. I think you all know what the results are already, but here we are, just some proof for you all, for the skeptics amongst you. Gaddock Teeg won quite convincingly, and then everything below was quite evenly matched, which is good to know. Means that there's quite a varied taste amongst all the viewers, and I do like playing Prime Speaker Zagana and Duretti and Darmia as well, actually, so I'll get all of these in the rotation and we'll see them all eventually. But as for this week, we're going to get Gaddock Teeg, a video out every day this week, every weekday, and I hope you all enjoy it, so we'll get straight to it. Thank you all for 100 subscribers, and here's to many more, I hope. Enjoy Gaddock Teeg. See you in a second. Gaddock Teeg versus Tajic, Legion's Edge. Just had a good game against this opponent, and wouldn't you know, I didn't hit the record button. So that is quite annoying, but no one to blame but myself. We'll get down this tap land and pass over to our opponent. Don't know how useful Tajic Preserver is going to be in this game, but yeah, I think we'll just get down Gaddock Teeg, just in case our opponent gets into a bunch of ramp and wants to get down big scary stuff, but it doesn't look like they're going to, so in that case, why don't we look for our Savannah. And we'll, just to maximise our turns, we will go for Gaddock Teeg, because we're not going to be wanting to cast that on the next turn or two, most likely. We have Yavimaya Elder that we'll want to get down next turn. And then we're looking at a big Dungrove Elder as well. It will only get bigger throughout the course of the game. Okay, Ballyrush Banneret. This is going exactly how last game went thus far. I think we'll just go for exactly what we said previously, which is Yavimaya Elder. And I'm going to offer up a trade here. Highly doubt they'll take it. If they do take it, that actually tells me something about what they have in hand. Yeah, so they can get down the commander even if they don't drop another land here. And I'm not sure if I take the damage and then pay for Yavimaya Elder in order to get the card draw, or if we just take the lands without the card draw or not. Well, we'll go over our opponent's commander. Yep, it's coming down right now. Haste 3/2 for 3 mana. With Mentor, prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. And then for 2 mana, it gains first strike until the end of turn. If they want to swing in with it here, I think I will block. It doesn't look like they're going to. Yes, it does. So they will get a +1/+1 counter on the Banneret. And we will block. I just want to make sure it's not indestructible. Non-combat damage. Well, this is combat damage, so that will get rid of their commander. And we will use that ability. We'll get a couple of planes. And then it's back over to us. Okay, Wall of Blossoms is nice. I think we'll go for a 4/4 Dungrove Elder. Yeah, I think we'll do that. That's a pretty good blocker for us. Unless they get down some kind of Anthem effect, with which I assume the deck has lots of Anthem effects. Yeah, as for next turn, I think we'll get down the Wall of Blossoms next turn if we don't draw into anything. And then just get down the Tajic Preserver just as a chump blocker. It doesn't do anything in some games other than chump block, but it's useful when you're against a black deck that wants you to sacrifice things. A Kiri Line Slinger is not a card we want to see. First Strike and Vigilance for 2 mana. And then it gets buffed for every artifact you control. Umezawa's Jitte is something we want to see, even less than that. So let's see if we can draw into an answer. Okay, Abundant Growth will at least draw us a card. Okay, well, that doesn't do a whole lot for us, so we'll just get down another forest here and we'll play our Tajic. We'll just have to get a basic here. And we are at least getting... Yeah, I can put some pressure on my opponent here. We've got chump blockers. Yeah, we're at least getting into lots of lands, so we can actually get to a point where we can cast our big creatures, which is what this deck wants to do. I did try and build it around tax effects and stacks and all that type of thing, and it's just not fast enough for 1v1. I think you need much more control-y builds to do that in 1v1 Commander, so I've plumped for big dumb creatures, and we ramp into those, which is what we're doing right now. I think Abundant Growth doesn't necessarily ramp us. No, it just lets us tap for any coloured mana, so that is 2, 4, 5, 6. It puts us a couple off. Well, the next turn we'll be able to Gaia's Revenge, and then the turn after that we'll be able to Vorinclex, so we just have to hope that we draw into something good after our opponent decides to pass. Okay, getting down Tajic again. And not equipping the Jitte, which is fine with me. And putting a +1/+1 counter on the Kiri. So we will... This thing doesn't have first strike, does it? No, so we'll block that and we'll chump on the Tajic. Because this Kithkin is effectively a mana rock for them, or a means of ramp. So they will have to pay the full cost for their soldiers now. Yeah, Wood Elves actually isn't terrible. Not only does it get us into a Vorinclex next turn, but it's also a good chump blocker. We'll get down the Cycle Land. Always comes in tapped. And we'll just keep pressure on our opponent with the Dungrove Elder. I doubt they'll block here, because Akiri is a very valuable creature. But we can block their commander all day long, unless they get an Anthem out. Now 4 cards in hand and 6 mana. Make that 7, 8 mana. They have 7 available to them now. I'm assuming the Sol Ring is what they just drew into. Okay, going for some Jitte action. And an etched champion, let me remind myself, I think that has protection from all colours. Yeah, as long as you have 3 or more artefacts, which they do. And now that the Jitte is online, I'd rather not block with the Wall of Blossoms, because the Tajic will be able to deal 3 damage to it and then minus with the Jitte. So I think in that case I will just chump block. And they'll get the counters on the Jitte anyway. And I've been intrigued to see if they want to get rid of Gaddock Teeg. Worldly Tutor is nice. That means we can go for Elish Norn. If we get this thing down, we can really pressure our opponent. But they can kill it easily with the Jitte. I think we just go for Vorinclex. How much is that? 8 mana. 2, 4, 6, 8. So if we put a stop on the upkeep for the Worldly Tutor, and then we can go for... Oh, we might even be able to go for Avacyn or something like that next turn. And then if we swing in... Actually, no. I was thinking because it has hexproof, we don't have to worry about the Jitte, but they can buff the Akiri Lineslinger with the Jitte, so yeah, in that case we just have to play it cool for now. And they don't seem to care about killing Gaddock Teeg with the Jitte, so that tells us a little bit about what might be in their hand, or what might not be in their hand, and that is non-creature spells that cost 4 or more. You'll have matchups where your opponents are desperate to get rid of Gaddock Teeg, and then you'll have matchups like this where people don't care. I'm assuming this deck is heavily creature-based, soldiers specifically, and then some smaller artifact equipments and ramp spells. And yeah, that will get them a nice buff. The Akiri Lineslinger will become even more powerful than it already is. And the question is, if we're going for Avacyn next turn, do we want the Wall of Blossoms to die now? Because it could be another indestructible blocker for us. That thing could do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they've got some kind of double strike in hand, that's really going to hurt. I think we actually block with Gaddock Teeg here. Just in case they have some kind of double striking effect. That will knock us down to nearly dead. And we can always recast Gaddock Teeg. We'll have plenty of mana next turn thanks to Vorinclex. So we'll go and decide what we're drawing now. And I think Avacyn is the way to go. Okay, so that's a shame that they felt the need to scoop there. I don't think we had the game won, but if they don't have targeted removal or any board wipes in the deck, then maybe that's a reason for scooping. Yeah, I think once we get Avacyn out and we don't have to worry about them swinging in anymore, we don't really have to worry about the Jitte either. Actually, they could have... How many counters did they have on that? Yeah, they could have kept swinging in, but the problem is we could have, killed. We could have killed their Akiri by blocking with the Avacyn, and then they could have minused down the Vorinclex, but they still would have had an Avacyn to deal with. So, and then we would have got down Gaia's Revenge, and what else were we drawing into? I don't suppose it'll show us if our library's open. Yeah, not sure if they should have scooped there. Maybe leave it another turn or two. Actually see what we draw into off of the Worldly Tutor. But I think we could have pulled that game back there. I think we were starting to regain control. In my experience, Boros wants to win as soon as possible. And as soon as the game starts to be dragged out, as it was being done, then they start to... the likelihood of them winning becomes less and less. So that was Gaddock Teeg versus Tajic. Hope you enjoyed that. And I hope I hit the record button this time. I'll see you all in the next one.